Students, now after the completion of the esophagus as well as nothing but a food pipe, then we will move on to the another parts, remaining parts of the digestive system, that is stomach. And we might have very familiar with the stomach. Okay, the stomach is somewhat a U-shaped structure. Okay, inside the stomach we can see so many kind of inner layers, and these stomach consists of the digestive gases, the gastric juices. Okay, then the whole stomach is inside covered by a inner layer. Okay, and once the food enters into the stomach, these gases, juices and acids, nothing but your hydrochloric acids, that are going to release, okay, inside the stomach, and the hydrochloric acid, okay, start to kills the bacteria or any kind of a foreign bodies or foreign organisms that enters into the stomach through the food. Okay, and these type of actions are carried out by the stomach. Then the food is going to be digested, that is going to be partly digested inside the stomach. Nearly for a normal human being, the consumed food is going to be stored, is going to be under action inside the stomach of about 3 to 4 hours. Then after the partly digested food enters into the another important organ in the digestive system of a human body, that is small intestine. Okay, normally this small intestine is a coil-like structure. It is of about 7.5 to 8 meter long. Okay, and this small intestine, okay, gets connected with so many glands, okay, internal glands like pancreas, like liver, and moreover the walls of the small intestine secretes so many digestive juices. What we call it as liver, inside the liver we can see the secretion of the juices. Okay, we call it as bile juices. The bile juice is also plays an important role in the digestive action, and these juices are secreted by a gland called gallbladder. What I have written here? Gallbladder. Gallbladder secretes the bile juices. Okay, these are very much helpful in the digestion of the food inside the digestive system of a human body. Then apart from the bile juices, what are the other important actions, what are the other important functions of the small intestine? When we come to this part, the small intestine absorbs the nutrients, it absorbs the important components of the food from the digested food. Once the partly digested food enters into the small intestine, there by so many actions, by the movement of the bowels, okay, so many mechanical actions are done inside the small intestine. The partially digested food completely gets converted into the digested food, and this digested food consists of nothing but when we taken the sugars, okay, then that is broken into the simple compounds. Okay, if you have taken the fat, that can be converted into the glycerol and the fatty acids. When we consume the proteins, it gets converted to the amino acids. What are these converted substances? We call it as a simpler compounds or simple compounds. For example, if I taken sugar totally gets converted into the glucose. Okay, this is very much necessarily indeed, okay, required for the cell's growth for a human being. And these type of actions, okay, nothing but the absorption of the nutrients like sugar, amino acids, fat, okay, in terms fatty acids or glycerol are absorbed by the small intestine. And along with this the small intestine consists of thousands of finger-like outgrowths, finger-like structures. These we call it as villi. Okay, these provides extra surface area for the absorption of these nutrients, and these absorbs so much more nutrients from the digested food and gets converted into the simpler compounds. Then after the completion of the whole digestion process inside the small intestine, the food enters to the last one, large intestine. This large intestine is somewhat bigger, somewhat larger than the small intestine. Okay, then this is of about 1.5 meter long. Then what is the function of the large intestine? When we come to the function of the large intestine, the undigested food, okay, the food that consists of the moisture and the water particles and some traces of the nutrients enters into the large intestine, that is gets absorbed by the large intestine. Okay, it just absorbs the moisture, it absorbs only a few amount, very less amount of the nutrients. Then later at last the undigested food, or in other words we call it as a waste, that is not at all required for a human body, that is passed through by the rectum, okay, and finally it reaches the anus, and that is ready for the excretion process. In other words, we call it as a egestion. Okay, in other words, we call it as a excretion or the egestion. That nothing but the undigested or the waste food that is not required for a human body, okay, pass through the rectum and finally gets flushed out through the anus. And these type of actions are carried out in a digestive system of human body. Okay, and the remaining portion we are going to continue in the next class. Thank you.